The finale. Outro. Very cool, man. Very cool album. Got some bass nectar vibes with this track here. Very, very innovative album, man. Sorry, that's being innocent. Very, very innovative album. You know, like, they're not afraid to try something new. They're not afraid to experiment, which is this album is very experimental. But I'm gonna get into this review, but wow, you guys really surprised me on what we were gonna get on this album. I was expecting industrial and cyber vibes all over. I wasn't expecting melodef, techno, and gent, dude. That was cool. I like that. Let's get into this review. My top 3. Number 1 for me, King of Rats, dude. That track really just supplements their new direction. I feel like this track is awesome. It deserves more listens. It really does. 59,000 is way too low for this track. It's really, really fucking awesome track. I really, 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 really fucking love this track. Definitely one of your best on the album. Number 2, probably have to give this one to Make Me Real. I really, really like this track a lot. Like I said, man, Attila is a really good friend of mine. And it means a lot to me that you guys wrote a song about a fallen bandmate. And it's just, I'm not gonna get emotional. I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional tonight, but it just goes to show you, man, being in a band it's a family. You're a family, and to lose a family member like that is devastating, man. I feel for you guys, and I talk to him a lot. on Facebook, and it hit me pretty fucking hard when he passed. But yeah, number 3, probably have to give this one to Patient Zero for the wow factor, dude. The wow factor on Patient Zero, really, really cool. I wasn't expecting that electronica breakdown right there in the middle of the song. Really, really cool. I like this. This is a good album, man. Really good album. It has potential. I feel like I could give it a higher rating after I listened to it a few times. I really, really like this album, though. Love the direction you guys went. Something new, something fresh. What's the next part? Oh. Album MVP. Holy shit, dude. The drummer. Dude, the drummer is insane. Insane, dude. Yeah, we're gonna go with Sebastian X9 Eunuch. Fucking killer drums. You guys only have 4 people in the band now. I remember when you had like 6. And it's wild that you still made it work, you know? So you have 5. But you still made it work. And it still sounds good. It's really good. It's a good album. Yeah, definitely Sebastian Eunuch on the drums, for sure. Similarities. Now I wrote some down. I have 2 synthwave electronica techno bands, but we'll get to those later. I think the number one similarity is Shadow Domain. I was gonna put Cybreed, but I think it's more Shadow Domain. I think that Ben's side project has more of a direction for this album for listeners rather than his main project. But definitely Shadow Domain. There's still black metal in here, a little bit of black metal. The more mellow-def, more gent, more cyber, more industrial. I love it. It's great. Number 2, Demon Hunter. Dom's voice reminds me of the lead singer of Demon Hunter. That is mainly the reason that I'm picking that. And some of the verses with the guitars remind me of Demon Hunter songs, so we're gonna have to put Demon Hunter. Number 3, Soilwork. Soilwork, dude. Yeah. The first 3 tracks, really huge Soilwork vibe, and they're a mellow-def band, which go to figure. Listeners of Soilwork would love this, I think. Number 4, this is a band that I listen to, Zircon. Zircon is a techno house electronica band that brings in kind of like these synthwave synths and everything. It's just really, really awesome band. I listen to it on my off time, and I've really, really heard it in this album. And number 5 is Bass Nectar. I heard some fucking EDM in here. I kind of hear the Browning. You know what? Yeah, actually, I'm gonna replace the Browning with Bass Nectar. Sorry, Bass Nectar with the Browning. So the Browning would be more of a similarity to this band, for sure, to this album in general. Genre. This album is experimental as fuck. You just don't know where it's going. You don't know the direction it's going at all. And I feel really, really honored to be part of the resistance, you know. I am a fucking Fear Factory fan. I am a Cypecore fan. I am a Cybreed fan. I'm a Nemec fan. I'm a Threat Signal fan. And I'm a Psycode fan. If you guys haven't listened to Psycode, they're a band from Denmark, and they're fucking amazing. Probably Cyber, dude. Yeah, Cyber for sure. I'm really, really getting that Cyber vibe still, especially with the videos and in the synths as well. Speaking of synths, we're going with Synthwave. More particularly in Synthwave, we're going with electronica / techno. So I'm going to put techno. Techno is the element out of EDM that I'm getting from this album. So techno, I think, was a huge part of making this album. Melodef. Yeah, Melodef would be another genre for this album. Melodef was a huge part of this album because I hear Soilwork vibes and In Flames vibes throughout this whole album. And I couldn't give it to really In Flames because, I mean, it doesn't really sound like In Flames. It kind of does, but it kind of doesn't. And it wasn't enough for me to give it to In Similarities. I'm getting more of an industrial feeling, so we'll give it to industrial. Especially with the synths and everything, really brings off that massive ego kind of vibe. And I wouldn't know who Massive Ego is if it wasn't for the same person that put this band in, Glenn Mitchell. Thank you very much for introducing me to Massive Ego. But yeah, I'm really getting an industrial feel from this album. The implication for this album, I think it revolves around just looking at the album cover. You know, they have a song called Patient Zero. Patient Zero is normally the number one person that spreads the disease, or the number one person that spreads. It's like the alien. It's like the face hugger. The face hugger is a Patient Zero, which creates the xenomorph inside the body, and the xenomorph hatches from the heart out of the chest cavity. And it's kind of like, I'm feeling like this album was a concept story about, there's these two creatures that came to Earth in the year what is their concept? Sorry, we're gonna read this real quick. Cypecore takes place in the year 2133 after World War III. The human race got nearly exterminated by itself. Devastation. Major areas of the Earth's surface are contaminated with radiation. Synthetic body parts are absolutely essential for survival. High-tech squads are fighting for resources. Cypecore is the incarnation of this apocalyptic scenario. Their soundtrack is brutal, martial, but still melodic. Heavy guitar riffs, mechanical double bass parts, unique sounding vocals, electronica effects, and cinematic sound settings are the fuel for Cypecore's machinery. But yeah, I feel like this album kind of puts you in the perspective of that creature, or those creatures that were created by a synthetic design, but they want to be real. They want to be like humans. They desire to be like humans. And I feel like this was a very sci-fi inspired album. I really like it. Rating, as I said before, I can't give you guys a positive, I can't give you guys a perfect 10/10, but there's just two tracks in here that really didn't pull me in. I'll Be Back and Doomsday Parade. Those two tracks right there are gonna hurt you guys, but at the same time, not hurting you too much. So I'm gonna give this album an 8.7 out of 10 as a honest rating. I really like this album. I think I might pick this one up if it comes in vinyl. Hopefully you guys have a black and orange vinyl. That'd be fucking sick. I'm a huge collector of vinyls, as you can tell above me. I got Seldor, I got The Oblivion, I got Mushroomhead, I got Spineshank, I got Sidecode over there. But yeah. Speaking of The Oblivion, I was going to give them for similarities, but it really doesn't sound like them too much. So I couldn't. But yeah, I really like this, man. Glenn, thank you for putting this in. Dom, if you watch this whole thing, man, leave me a fucking comment, bro. I love to read your comments, or anybody in the member of Cypecore. If anybody in the band of Cypecore has watched all of these videos in the playlist, please leave a comment saying "We are the Resistance" or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to read this guy real quick. One sec. This guy said something to me on the Cypecore video. We are one. How about that? Let's leave in the comments, if you watch every single video in this playlist, put "We are one" in all capital letters with a fist sign. There you go. That will let me know you watch the videos. That will let me know that you enjoy these videos. If you guys did enjoy, please like, share, and subscribe. There's only 5% of y'all that are subscribing when you watch the videos. 95% more are not. And it's wild to me, because I mean, every time I watch a video, if I enjoyed it, if I want to support someone, I'm going to click that subscribe button. But I'll see you guys at the next album reaction, which will be Framing Skeletons, Misery Prelude, The Prince Eternal. And I'll see you guys there. Peace!